Welcome. Nearly a year on since my first Furzebray, well actually my first vlog on my YouTube channel. Only fitting that I'm returning to exactly the same place that my first vlog was. Furzebray Carp Lakes down in South Malton in Devon. Me and two of the lads have booked the lake for the week and got our partners down here with us this time as well. We booked one of the lodges. Last year when we came there were four of us. There was four of us at the lake. Unfortunately the other lad Neil, he's had to miss out this year, which is a shame. But it does give the three of us that have come down, give us a little bit more room, a little bit more scope to move if the fish are active and moving around. I haven't done a lot at all of fishing since my last vlog, which was at Seiford Farm back end of last year. Multiple reasons why. Really busy at work, lots of things going on at home, just haven't had the time to get out. This is actually only my second fishing trip so far in 2021. I went last week to Norton Disney for a social with the lads we had in the Petite Lake booked out. Really tough conditions. It was my first fishing trip as well, so I didn't want to do a vlog. I literally just wanted to focus on my fishing. Got some new gear to sort out, make sure all my bag was ready for this trip. This is the trip that I really wanted to focus on with the vlog. We've got a week here, so I've got plenty of time to try and get a fish or two on the bank. Last year when we were here, we did quite well. I ended up being top rod. I ended up with 6 fish. I think I had eight bites in total. Lost one of them was foul hooked unfortunately, so I didn't count that one, so actually managed 6 fish. The lad who can't make it this year, Neil, he managed one. Alex, who's here as well, he managed one last year as well, a lovely 27 pounder. The other guy that's coming today as well is another Alex, so there's 2 Alexes. Lucky for him last year, I think he landed 4, it was 3 or 4, but one of them was one of the big ones. He had Clover at 45 pound, new PB. Funny enough, I had a PB, one of my 6 was a PB as well. I had the mint common at 33.12, I think it was, 33.12. Very much looking to beat my PB this year though, I have to say, with the amount of mid to upper 30s and the few 40s that they've got in this lake. Tony, the guy that owns it, he's done quite a bit of work on it since the last time he came. Got a new aerator in there just behind the island. Don't know whether you can see it from here. 2 seconds, let's see. Yeah, that aerator wasn't here last year. Let's put that in. Put that in this year. It's also dug out a little bit of one of the swims in the lawn swim, which Neil fished last year. It's dug a little bit out of that, so it's a little bit different. I haven't seen anything yet. I've had a little walk around. I'll do some video footage of a few of the pegs and a few things as I'm walking around. Spotted a little bit of fizzing in a couple of pegs, but nothing significant. Nothing to say that there's a lot of fish holding up in one area. Yeah, that's it. This is our home for the next week. Fingers crossed we can get a few fish on the bank. Better late than never. Only an hour late. We're an half late.
My man's here.
Don't get me on it.
You alright, Lauren?
Hello.
She's holding from.
Yeah, got to do the draw now that he's turned up. Right, it's going to do the draw now. Annabelle, if you want to pick my number. Yeah. Don't look at it yet though. Okay, don't open it yet. Come on, Alex.
I had the last number last time.
Can I open it, Annabelle? See what number we've got.
They take the same time.
Oh, brilliant. Twice in a row I've been last. Well, I'm going to do a quick update now before it gets too dark. Although I came third in the draw last, I've still ended up with the peg that I initially wanted. Although, walking around the lake, we saw more fish down the opposite end of the lake to where I am. However, as I've been setting up here, it's been a good couple of hours setting up, every so often just stopping and having a look at the lake, I have seen a couple of fish showing towards the back margin. Now I'm not going to fish right against the margin just yet, there's only been a couple of fish there, and what I don't want to do is I don't want to cut the fish off. They use the back as a channel, moving from one end of the lake to the other. They don't really come in short in the peg that I'm in. So I've got a nice little spot, it's only just over 9 wraps out. Fortunately, the owner Tony did tell us that last week one of the regulars, really good angler, Jason Can, really good angler, him and a friend of his fished last week, and basically they tore the lake apart. They had a third of the stock of the fish, 100 fish they had in the lake, they had 30 fish, and on the last couple of nights they ended up fishing this peg that I'm in now. Not fishing the days and just fishing the evenings, and they were having really long spells of lots of takes. So I think they had eight bites within the space of 2 or 3 hours one of the evenings over the huge beds of bait. So I've decided to, not far off where I caught most of my fish last year, to be honest. I've got a nice little spot going, just over 9 wraps out. I've put a bit of bait out tonight. I'm going to put 2 rods on that spot, and I'm going to put 1 rod just off the corner of the island. They do like to go around that island. I know it's not warm at the minute, but they do still patrol around the island, and especially with that new aerator in there, I can see them going around there, to be honest. So I'll see how it goes tonight. 2 on that one spot, 1 over towards the island. What I'll do tomorrow is, if they keep showing in the margins over the far side, what I will do is I'll set up a washing line or 2. There's a couple of spots at the back that I can get through the reeds, and I can set up a washing line so that there's no lines cutting across the water, cutting the fish off. Hopefully it won't spook them. Might be able to pick off 1 or 2 if I do that, but I'll keep my eyes open. I've got high hopes for the spots that I've found, to be honest. Just past a bed of weed, nice and clear, both areas. One of them just over the other side of a bar. We'll see how it goes anyway. It was a quiet night last night. Nothing happened. No liners, no nothing. Couldn't even hear any fish showing at all, although it is quite loud. The aerator's quite loud, so it would be very difficult to hear anything show. Got up at first light this morning, heard from one of the Alexes. He was up at the same time, and there was nothing down there. The other Alex was still asleep, and no signs of fish around him at the minute either. Still early days, plenty of time. We're going to keep our eyes on the water today, fish hard today, move spots if need to, move pegs if need to be quite honest, just to try and nick an early bite. Still high hopes. Weather's absolutely perfect really all week, very unsettled, overcast, dots of rain. There's a consistent breeze all week as well. It's not really changing direction hugely. Lots of movement on the water. We're at the end of the first full day now. It's been a really tough one again. Not much showing at all. Weather hasn't changed much. We've had a bit of rain, a bit of sun this afternoon. Very, very similar to yesterday. Wind's not been quite as strong, to be fair, but there's been a lot less signs of fish. A few more signs of fish down the other end of the lake again, towards that way, just over the other side of this island here. Not big shows or anything, just signs of fish, a bit of bubbling, a little bit of movement in the water. But yeah, not really as active as certainly as they were last year, or as a couple of fish were yesterday evening before we called it a night. I gave my swim a rest today, give it 3 hours rest, put some bait out, give it a bit of a rest, then put my rods back on. But yeah, back on the same spots, a bit more bait out. I'm going to leave it as it is now. No signs of fish. I said in the previous update that if I saw anything in the margins on the back, I'd be tempted to put a washing line out over the back, but I haven't seen anything. Any signs of fish in the margins have all, as I've just said, been down the other end of the lake. Fingers crossed they will move around tonight, they will move further down this area. There's nobody else down this end of the lake. Nobody down there at all. No lines in the water down there at all, just my lines here. So there's not really much pressure down here. But it was hammered last week by a couple of good anglers, so maybe that's why. Still optimistic. Conditions are still good. We'll keep going. Yeah, another quiet night last night. No signs of fish, nobody catching, nothing. Really quiet. Quite surprised actually. Conditions are really good. Only thing I can think of is that, again, mentioned previously, that the hammering that the fish took last week, taking its toll on them. Just gone into a little bit of cautiousness, finding areas to hide. As soon as they hear something, a line's going to the water, they become very wary. But anyway, we'll keep going, we'll keep plodding along. We've got 5 days left, still got 5 days left. First change of tactic, as you can probably see, is that I've got a washing line set up across the margin. Now, I haven't seen anything necessarily across the margin, but I did see a fish crash yesterday evening, and I'm sure there would have been more, just down the other end of the lake. Not the end that we've been seeing them previously, but the end where there's nobody fishing, where there's no pressure at all. And I think that they're using the margin, and they're using the opposite me, the margin opposite me, and the channel from the margin to maybe three rod lengths off. They're using that to move from one end of the lake to the other, because my baited spot is just past halfway. It's maybe 5 rod lengths off. So I thought I would have intercepted them if they were going above my bait. I'm sure I'd have got a bite, but I had nothing all through the night. So instead I've got a washing line over there now, probably 1.5 rod lengths off the margin, about 5 foot of water, just at the bottom of a marginal shelf, nice and clear. Just a scoopful of bait, just to try and nick one bite, maybe intercept one that is moving moving from one end of the lake to the other. With it being a washing line setup as well, there's absolutely no line in the water there. It's lovely and slack from the storm pole that I'm using to set up the washing line. So lovely and slack. No line in the water over there, so they should still move freely without being wary and without being spooked. That's my first plan of attack. That's my first change. We'll see how that goes. If I do manage to nick a bite off there, then I'll be very tempted to move down to the next peg, where I can put two washing lines out. There's not enough room here for two washing lines. Just keep going with my baited spots for now. Got my washing line on, and we'll see how that goes. So it's the first one of the session. Casting to showing fish, a little yellow pop-up. 21.5 pound mirror. So let's hope for some more.
Second fish of the session. This one was caught on a double bottom bait, tied to an island using the baiting pole. 22.5. Not bad. Hopefully a few big ones. Come on, baby. Come on.
I thought that.
Gutted.
Yeah. So yeah, this is my first fish on the washing line, third fish of the session. This one was caught on a double bottom bait to the far margin. Happy days.
£22 for this one. Lovely little fish.
Get in. Come on, son, you can do it. Have a look at that. Full of beans.
Two in the net, mate. One of them definite PB common.
Get in.
A lovely scaly one on the other rod.
Buzzing.
Well done,
Come
mate.
on.
Well done.
Ready? Right, this is the first one of the brace. Buzzing. I want to get this one back though, because I think we've got a special one in the net now.
Might be the mint actually.
It's
a PB regardless. 33.8.
33.8.
Buzzing. New PB. £33.8. The mint common. Fucking buzzing. Get in.
We all know what happens when there's a new PB. Here we go.
Get in! Come on! Yes! Say bye-bye to him.
Come on, go.
Yeah, so this is my seventh fish of the session. This one was on a single rafter on top of the bar, rattled off at first light. Stunning, almost fully scaled, buzzing.
Good morning. Just seen on the video, but Alex's 7th fish of the session. Back in, first light this morning. I've still yet to have anything. All the fish seem to be stacked up down in the shallower water. We've had really sunny spells over the last few days. It seems to be making them hold up in the shallower water around the island, down the shallower end of the lake. It's just not happening down here at all. It's dead. Barely any fish showing at all. Nothing has worked down here. Nothing at all. I mean, we're fishing in 5 foot of water, 5.5 foot of water, and all the fish seem to be being caught in 2.5 foot. Alex, who managed to finally get one, just pop a picture up of that fish now. He went stalking down into really shallow, small hidden swim, and he managed to nick a bite. It was only about £20 the common. But again, it was in shallow water. All the bites seem to be in shallower water. So plan of action for today, I'm going to leave the swim. We've got real heavy wind and rain tomorrow. Might push them down a little bit more. I'll return to the deeper water tomorrow, but for today I'm going to be wandering around the lake looking for little spots, little shallow spots that I can try and nick a bite or two. I'll try and get one out before we leave.
So, another PB for me. This one's our £34. This was caught on a lightly baited area. I used boilies to bait the area and then a wafter over the top. And yeah, didn't take long to get the bite. Buzzing.
Second PB of the session, 34.10. Lovely fish.
Absolutely buzzing.
Yeah, cracking session.
Second PB. This time it's a mirror. Last one was a common, £33.8, the mint common. I ain't sure what fish this is, but we'll be looking in the gallery in a minute, checking out what it is. Nice one. Cheers, Nick. Come on.
So he just put his second PB of the session back in. 5 minutes later, he's landed another PB. Completely different spot.
No way.
Bang on 38. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bang on 38.
Yeah, man.
Is it caught off the floor? Well,
Hang on.
again. No, I think it's 38. Well, it's not. Yeah, it's just over 38 too, if anything.
Yeah. So, third PB of the session. Absolutely over the moon. Would never have dreamed of even breaking my PB at all, let alone breaking it 3 times. So yeah, absolutely over the moon. Again, little scatter of boilies, far margin rod on the washing line. Little wafter did the trick. Buzzing. At the bottom.
Mate, don't worry about that. Have a shower.
I can't hold it, man. I literally can't hold it.
Need to get in the gym.
I need to fucking get in the gym, yeah.
Away from me, isn't it?
A bit deeper water, that's what I need.
Okay, we're done.
It's too far away now.
Oh, you'll easily get in. Easy.
Come on. It's nice to eat.
Okay.
Yeah, another fish off the baited spot. Few scatterings of boilies round the wafter to the far bank again. Buzzy. £31 mirror. So 11th fish of the session. Again on the lightly baited area with the boilies and a wafter over the top to the far margin. Can't believe that my luck's going at the moment. Just hope some of the other lads can like get into some fish and like maybe break some PBs, but yeah, absolutely buzzing. Like red letter session. Can't wait to get back already.
Morning. Finally got my first fish about an hour ago. First light, just about to wait and take some photos. It's taken 6 days, 6 nights for the fish to get on the bait that we've put out. 20 kilos of bait I think we've put out across a long strip not far off the far margin between two of us. It was something that they did last week, that the angler did last week, who managed to catch 40 fish out of 100 fish in the lake by baiting heavily. Unfortunately for us, the weather switched, went sunny, so they ended up in the shallow end of the lake. Yeah, finally this morning I've managed to get a fish off the spot, and what a fish it is. It's one of the 18 black spot. Last out about 45 pound. We'll find out what it is in a minute. I'll show you the rig a little bit later that I used, and the bait that we've been using, the bait that Alex has been catching on. He's been having an immense session. He's caught on a variety of things, but mainly wafters. But I'll show you the wafters, and I'll show you the rigs that he's been using later on. Unbelievable session. Still one night left as well. The wind's picking up today, 17 mile an hour southwesterly wind, and some potentially heavy rain throughout the day, so it could play into our favour with the baited spot. It might move the fish onto our bait. Southwesterly will push right towards me and the other lad that's put the bait in. Anyway, time to get this rod back in. Brand new rig. Let's catch another one. Focus. Gently press that button in.
We'll check the sling afterwards again.
Oh my god.
Choke.
It's just over 47, yeah.
I think that's a light record, joint record. I'm not sure. Hold it again. Let me check.
You want me to hold it?
Yeah, hold it. Yeah, it's definitely just over 47. 47.4, yeah. Whoa. Hey! Can you hold it, Annabelle? Can you pick it up?
Big.
That is absolutely monstrous.
Wow!
Wow, yeah?
He's the big!
That is massive.
Sure, yeah, I think it's 44.12. That bloke had it out. We'll check the sling afterwards.
Four. What do you know? Get that.
Yeah.
Get that photo now, darling. I'll get some photos. I'll get some photos by myself first, and then you can come and join me.
Here we have it then. Blanking all week. And then
yeah, nothing all week, and then on the spot. Brand new PB, potential equaling late record of £47.4. Black spot. Get in there.
what a beast.
Right.
There we go then.
Releasing the beast.
Job done.
£47.4 black spot. Back you go.
Give it a kiss, Nick.
Hey.
Go on.
Well done, mate. Well done, mate. That's
Well
epic.
done.
Just put black spot back. Double check the sling, the weight of the sling, to make sure that the weight was accurate. The sling that we used this time was slightly heavier than the previous ones, so we had to take £1.5 off. So the black spot's weight was actually 45.12, still over the moon. £45.12, new PB. Probably be a PB for a while now as well.
Lovely morning over the lake. Nick's just put black spot back not long ago. Got one rod missing now. Oh shit! The bloke who's been blanking all week is playing another one. Fucking hell! Will you believe it? Literally just put the rods back out and his left hand is away within 2 minutes, 3 minutes maybe.
Yeah, I'd say
Maybe 3 minutes. Within 5 minutes, the first rod that he put out, within the last 5 minutes has gone straight away.
So second fish now, both this morning. Literally cast out 5 minutes and the rod was away. Just a small wafter to the far margin with a little bag on. A little bit of a colour and attraction. Didn't take very long. £28.12, lovely scaly fish. Let's keep them coming. That slight changing weather has done me a massive favour. So after black spot this morning, went and had a shower, so gave me a bit of maybe an hour's rest in the swim. Came back, redid all 3 rods, just moved slightly to the left with my rods, slightly closer to the aerator. Within 5 minutes my rod went off, got my second fish of the session. Did exactly the same again, same spot, just to the side of the aerator. 10 minutes, gone again. Third fish of the session. just completely switched. We've got a bit of rain now, a bit of drizzle, the wind's started to push, pressure's dropped a little bit. It's completely changed the situation now. You can see them definitely moving further up the lake during the day, and then Alex down in Lawns should be able to pick up a couple of fish as well. Long may this continue. Exactly the same tactic as last time. 13 wraps just to the side of the aerator with a little wafter and crushed up boilie in a bag. Had a little bit of attraction. 10 minutes and it was gone.
Well done, mate.
Fish 4 of a crazy session this morning. Crazy few errors. 31 pound 4. Exactly the same tactic. Cast 13 wraps to the back by the aerator. Little wafter with a little ball of crushed up boilie. Took a little bit longer for this one to go, but yeah, 31 pound 4, lovely fish. Fifth fish of a mad spell this morning. Same tactics, I'll just be repeating myself. Lovely fish, 27 pound 4. Sixth fish of this crazy morning. Same tactics, 13 wraps to the back. Within 5 minutes of casting out. Brand new rig, fresh rig I've done earlier. I brought it back in, gave it half an hour. Fresh rig, 5 minutes later it's off. Again, same spot, same tactics. Fish number 7, 27 pound 8. Absolute stunner. Okay, peptide. We're just approaching the last night now, the last evening. It's been a crazy week to be quite honest. Alex picking off fish every single night, sometimes multiple hits. He's on 13 fish now. But always some really good angling. Sneaking that 20 pound comment from down in the secret. Nice bit of stealthy angling with the baiting pole, the far margin, when he saw some fish moving around. And this weird morning from me. 7 fish within the space of 6 hours possibly. Really strange, but I'm not complaining at all. Still a night to go tonight. Bit odd though, after the last fish all the bites dried up. Exactly the same tactic, doing exactly the same thing, and the bites are just completely dried up. The weather has completely changed though. That southwesterly wind has now started pushing in and we've had quite a lot of heavy rain. Just changed what the fish are doing. Can't spot the fish anymore. We don't know where they are. Whether they've followed the wind or they've gone to the back of the wind out of the way. Nothing's showing at all either. It's making sure to keep our eye on the lake now it's stopped raining a little bit. While it's dry we'll keep our eyes peeled. Anyway, there might be one or two more tonight out. The other Alex, who's only had one, I hope he can manage one or two. He's doing the same tactics as me anyway. Yeah, we'll see. One night. One last go. Eighth fish of the day for me so far. First common as well. £24. Same tactics, nothing different. Pretty special day to be honest. A couple of lovely moments with my daughter. Let's have a few more.
Daddy, can I?
You can have some photos with me.
Oh,
He's a lovely fish.
yes. Oh, wow.
Can we stand it away again like before? Superstar.
The strange session, well, strange day continues. Just had another 2 fish, rapid succession. Didn't take any videos of these ones though, unfortunately. Dark, it's just gone dark, no light for the video to work properly, which is why I'm sitting in the bivvy doing this little bit of an update. Lovely linear. Same spot, same tactics, don't need to go through that anymore. Lovely linear of £28.4. At the same time, while that was in the sling, I also managed a smaller one. It's my first double of the session at £17.8. Again, nice little fish, possibly one of the fish that have actually hatched and grown in the lake itself that Tony, the owner of the complex, has decided to keep. There's exactly 100 carp in here, and he kept 13 apparently, 13 of the fish that had grown in the lake. He kept 13 of them to make it up to an even 100 fish in the lake. Some beautiful fish. It's, as I mentioned earlier, it's last day, last night tonight. I don't think I'm going to be able to keep all 3 rods in the water at all. It's anything to go by what's happened today. I won't be able to keep up with it. I need sleep. I've got a long drive home tomorrow. What a session it has been, I have to say. Unbelievable. Still time for 1 or 2 more. I'll be off nice and early in the morning, thanks to today's session. Otherwise I'd have been here until dinner time trying to nick a couple more fish. £25?
Yeah.
Oh, close, 24. Lost count of how many this is now for today. 10, 11 or 12, can't remember. Beautiful scaly fish at £25. Same tactics. Absolute stunner. First fish of the night time as well. Had a couple earlier that were just as it went dark, so I lost the light. This one, first one in the night. Still have time for a few more as well. Right. Morning. It's the final morning today. Been here since last Friday. Bizarre week it's been, to be quite honest. Really enjoyable. Tough going to begin with, but then all of a sudden yesterday morning it just absolutely kicked off between me and Alex, between Jezzers and the inlet swim. I mean, I'd been on the verge of a blank until yesterday morning when I had black spot. Then by the end of the day I'd had 12 fish. Midnight I reeled in all three of my rods because I just couldn't keep up with what was going on between me and Alex. Thought I'd get myself a good bit of sleep before a potential very long journey home today. I've put a rod back out this morning just to see if I can grab one or two more fish before we leave. Started packing away slowly. Absolutely crazy. Last night I ended up with a double take. It's a lovely small mirror of £17, just over £17. And at the same time I had another mirror. I think that one was 28 and a half. That one was absolutely stunning. Potentially called 1-up scale or something. I'm not familiar with the names of some of the fish in here. Stunning fish. And then after that double take, by that time it was nearly 10 o'clock. Took more time to get my rods out, and by 12 o'clock I'd had another 3 takes. Managed to land 2 of them. One of them unfortunately took me round the island. I ended up getting cut off. First loss of the day though, to be fair. At that time, so I'd had those 3 takes, but Alex next door to me had another one as well, which he was a repeat capture of last year. It was another 30-pounder. Nice fish. Last year it was £29. This year it was slightly over 30, so it's got a nice little bit of weight gain to it. It was a wild night. I just, with the journey that was ahead of me today, I didn't think it was a good idea to stay up all night catching fish. So like I said, I bought my rods in. It's been a crazy week. The rigs we've been using, always use IQD rigs. We were told by Tony and the lad who fished here last week that stiff rigs were the way to go. Stiffer hook links were the way to go. And I would have used my IQD rigs anyway. I have massive faith in them. So I've been using those, and I had the black spot. I had black spot on that. But then I changed over. Something made me change over to a semi-stiff braided hook link, and all of my other fish have been on that semi-stiff braided hook link since I changed over to it. Tiny little bead halfway down. Plenty of stripped back braid near the hook link. So there's a little bit of movement round by the hook link, which obviously the IQ, being a fluorocarbon, doesn't give you. Yeah, worked a treat. The only reason I didn't lose any fish. The only reason I lost one of them was because it took me around the island and ended up cutting me off. Nothing I could do about that. Best bit of angling by far has definitely been Alex. Been really tough for him. Moved pegs from Lifebuoy swim where there were no signs of fish at all while he was there. It looked like the fish had moved down towards the lawn, so he moved down the lawns where he baited that big area, and it just hasn't happened. The only fish that have come off that baited area have come on my side, just off it. It's just like they're sitting, maybe picking a few baits and then moving off. Yeah, tough week for Alex. Like I say, the best bit of angling though to get his £20 common down in the corner. That saved himself a blank. There's every chance he'll have one this morning as well. I'm going to shoot off early, and he's probably going to stay until about 12 o'clock. See if we can get another fish or two. Thoroughly enjoyable. Crazy week, but thoroughly enjoyable. I'm sure we'll be back next year as well.